there, good morning. So nice to see your faces this morning. I know this is hard. I know the first ones are really challenging to get yourself awake in the morning, but I'm gonna warm you up nicely and then we're gonna get into a nice little workout here. So let's do it. Let's nod the chin, press your feet into the floor, and then float the chin up to the ceiling and nod the chin and float it up. Come back to neutral and look over your shoulders side to side, pushing the shoulders down, away from your ears. Trying to stay nice and vertical here. Awesome. And then from there, we're gonna roll through the shoulder blade. Come up into the ears, squeeze it back, pull it down and around. Just up into the ears, pull back and around. One more time back, and then forward, up to the ears, roll it down, pull it back, and again. Up, letting that go, shaking it off. Let's just turn our wrists. We're gonna be starting down in child's pose and moving through all fours right away this morning. So we just wanna make sure we've got our wrists warmed up. Turn them both directions, squeeze your little fists together. Awesome. And just letting that go. And let's make our way down to the mat, finding a nice child's pose. Position is optional. If you want to have your thighs open, go for it. If you want to keep them together, you're going to go for whatever feels right. And find yourself down, a nice rounded spine. So visualize the shape of your thighs, that nice rounded shape. We want to be creating that same shape with our spine here. Tucking the chin under just a little bit. And let's take some deep breaths. Inhale, feel everything expand. And exhale, let all the air out to the very, very end of your breath. Lose any tension in the shoulders that you don't need. Big exhale. So notice that 3D breathing, breathing out to the sides, to the back, to the front. Big expansion, exhale. And let's start to move. We're going to move forward on the inhale, finding ourselves in an all fours position. And exhale, push back to your shell. Inhale, coming all square, hands are under shoulders. Exhale, pushing back to your child's pose. 2 more times. Exhaling back. And coming forward. Notice how your spine lengthens as you come to all fours and rounds as we come to child's pose. And let's make our way out there to our all fours position, making sure your knees are protected. We're going to take our breathing here. Before we get started though, let's grip our fingertips into the floor. Exhale and collect your abdominals, drawing your belly button upwards. Big breath in, feel your rib cage expand. Let the tummy lower towards the floor and expand. Exhale, collect those abdominals, draw them around you and start to feel that internal seatbelt. Keep the spine long here. So we've come out of that rounded position into a long spine. And last time here, exhale, collect the abdominals, draw the belly button up and keep that with you now. Take a breath. Exhale up into our cat stretch, rounding up, tucking the tail under, pushing the floor away. Big breath into your rib cage here. Keep the core connected. Exhale back to that long spine. We're not going to go into our cow stretch, just a long spine. Big breath in. And exhale up into your cat stretch. Rounding. We're still warming up here. Push the floor away. Really round up. And back out to your long spine. Keep that abdominal connection we found earlier. And again. Big breath in. We're staying here, breathing in cat. Big breath into the back of your rib cage. Keep pushing the floor away. Dig your fingertips in. Exhale, stay. One more breath in. And exhale, stay. Let's inhale, come out to that long spine, making our way down to our forearms, taking your right leg, keeping it bent at the knee. We're going to circle our hips, so it doesn't matter which direction. Just start with one direction, circling the hip. Press the floor away through the palms of your hands and your elbows. And once you've done 3 one way, go the other way 3 times. Drawing a big circle with your knee. Take a pause when you finish 3 each way and go with the other leg. Left leg up, bring it around and down. Let's try to keep our belly button right in the center, pushing the floor away with your forearms. 3 one way, nice and slow and controlled, and then 3 the other way. And when you finish that, coming back to your shell stretch, let your tailbone drop down towards your heels. Breathe deeply. Letting all that tension go. And then making your way back to our all fours position. We're going to tuck the toes here. So reach your spine long. Dig your fingertips into the floor. Turn your pinkies away. So I'm taking my hands and I'm turning my pinkies away, like I'm turning my hands away from each other, okay, on the floor. Engaging through your lats, reaching your spine, finding your core. Take a breath in. We're coming up to a knee hover. Exhale as you hover your knees. Your spine stays exactly the same shape here. Let's inhale and lower. Take a breath. And let's go back up. Exhale, hovering the knees, holding. Take a breath in. And exhale, lowering back to the floor. The neck is in line with our spine here. Think about your shoulders reaching down towards your hips. And let's go back up. Exhale, hover. Can we collect those abdominals and draw the belly button in just a little more? And let's lower. 2 more times. Exhale, we're up. Holding for a big breath in, keeping the exact same shape. And exhale, lowering. 1 more time, we're staying up. Dig your fingertips into the floor, holding. We're breathing here. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Big breath in. Exhale, stay. You've got this. If you want to lower and just reset, go ahead. If you feel like your form is suffering, exhale, stay. Push the floor away. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Let's press right up into our downward dog and reassess your upper body. So we want to just see if we can release some of that neck tension. Turn your head side to side. Try to make your neck longer and release it away from your shoulders. Lift your sit bones up to the ceiling. Breathing. Let's pedal out the feet, lifting one heel, alternating, and keeping the belly button nicely connected up. Notice how your ribs and hips are close together here. Keep pushing the floor away. We're still in our warm-up here. Let's push the feet down, heels to the floor. Let's breathe. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going back to your pedaling. Notice the backs of your legs, your calves, your hamstrings. We're pedaling it out. We have 1 more press down. Take your heels towards the floor. Push them down. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's lower the knees and take a shell stretch. Let your thumbs point up to the ceiling and your pinky fingers dig in to the floor. The pinky side of your hand is pushing down into the floor. Breathe into your lower back. Inflate it. With every exhale, it retracts. With every inhale, it expands. And let's take, if you have a cushion under your knees, you're going to take it out and come out onto your tummy and let your arms go over your head. So our palms are facing down and our legs are reaching out nice and parallel. Let's just hold this position. Notice your belly button and bring it up an inch away from the mat. And then we're going to lift our nose 2 inches off the floor. So you're just bringing your head up a little. We don't want to be an extension. We're going to keep the neck long. So you're still staring at your mat, but you've got your nose up about 2 inches. Okay, we're going into some slow swimming here. Let's take the left arm, right leg, and lift them. Lower them on the inhale. Exhale the other pair, right arm, left leg, and down. Exhale, float. Opposite pairs. And let's just think about what's moving here. So we've got a nice anchor through our abdominals. We're moving from the shoulder and from the hip, keeping the leg and arm relatively straight. Just a little micro bend in your elbow. And we're moving from the back of the shoulder and the back of the hip. And just stay here and focus on moving that arm and leg simultaneously so they're touching the floor as they return at the exact same time and they're lifting at the exact same time. Just check in, making sure your ears and your shoulders aren't too close together. Keep the collarbone open here. So we don't want to have these arms too close to our ears. And let's do 1 more each side. Resting for just a moment, we're going to come into our full breaststroke. Let's reach through the legs, point the toes, push energy through the toes. Lift your tummy, squeeze your glutes, and float your chest right up, bringing the arms up with you. Okay, so my arms are overhead, I've lifted my chest. Exhale, pull to your side. Now my arms are down beside me. I'm going to bend at the elbow, dive down. Inhale, dive down. Exhale, sweep around, lifting the chest. I'm reaching through the legs. Bend the elbows, dive down. Squeeze through, squeezing those shoulder blades towards each other. Bend the elbows, dive down. Inhale. Exhale, pull through this like you're pulling your arms through water. Bend at the elbow and dive. Can you find your abdominals? Bend and dive. On these next 2, think about how when we bring those arms to your side, your neck reaches long. 2 more. Last one, dive down. As we pull up, find that bent elbow position we're holding here. 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, hold. Try to lengthen your neck so you're not looking too far forward. Big breath in and out. And again, can you collect your lowest abdominals here? 1 more. Sorry, 2 more. I still can't count. 1 more. And exhale, lower everything. Let your head rest on your hands. And bring the legs parallel, so a little closer together. but not too close. So not zipped right together. They have still a little space between them. And we're gonna bring our legs up into a bent position, bent at the knee. Heels are coming towards the bum. All right, so in this position, we're using our hamstrings, we're using our glutes. We're gonna hold here with our feet flexed, so our heels are sending energy towards the sit bones. And we're gonna breathe, and every exhale, let's squeeze our inner thighs together. Inhale, release. There's not much movement here. Exhale, inner thighs. And release. Exhale, draw the inner thighs towards each other, lift the belly button, and release. We're going to try to hold that contraction for the whole breath. And only release the inner thighs when you're breathing in. And back. You want to keep the hips on the floor here. If you're feeling like your bum is popping up, we want to keep trying to be heavy in the pelvis, not letting the hips release away from the mat. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, squeeze your inner thighs. This is sort of an isometric contraction, not a lot of movement, but lots of energy in those inner thighs. And let's reach your legs long now. Point the toe. Exhale, heels to the bum. Reaching out on the inhale, point the toe. Exhale, heels to the bum. And reach. Let's see if we can lose some shoulder tension. And pull in. 4 more. Reach. And pull. And reach. And pull. Think about the backs of the legs here. Hamstrings and glutes. Last 2. Reach. And pull. Letting your legs go long. Release everything and just wiggle your hips. Letting your pelvis release. And let's push into our shell stretch. Open the thighs this time and come down to let your head rest on the mat. Big breath in and out. You may feel your lower back just a little bit. When we work the posterior chain like that, we're in a lot of extension. So we're taking the spine into that little bit of extension. It can sometimes feel just a little tender. Awesome, and then walking your hands back to your thighs. Let's make our way onto our back. We made it. Coming down onto your back, let's just do a nice big stretch. Reach through the arms and the legs. Big stretch. And then release all the tension. Just have a little moment here. Catching our breath. Just letting our body absorb everything we just did. And then let's plant the feet. So you want to be about just parallel, hip width apart. Feet are planted, and just pick up all your toes, plant them down on the mat, and just use your whole foot here, okay? Let your arms be at your side. They can be palms up or palms down or palms facing in, whatever feels most comfortable for your shoulders. We're going to breathe here and move through the pelvis. Big breath in, you're nice and neutral. And then exhale, imprint. Just a little gentle imprint into the lower back. Inhale, rocking forward. And exhale, imprint. So let's place our hands now on your hips so that you can feel your hip bones and your ribs. And remembering those obliques, your suspender muscles, working to pull you into that imprint, bringing the ribs and hips closer to each other. And just one more time, neutral. Exhale, imprint. And then settling into neutral, arms are long. We're going to bring the palms to face in now. We're coming into our first ab prep. We're going to do 4 ab preps. Nod through the chin. Exhale, flexing up, reaching the arms, staying neutral in the pelvis. Big breath in to hold. And exhale, lower everything, release your head to the floor. Nod the chin. And exhale, flex up. Drop the rib cage down into the mat. Hold for that inhale. And exhale, coming back. This is that unsatisfying sit-up. We're just warming up the upper spine here, getting ready to do more flexion. 2 more times. Nod the chin and flex. Hold for an inhale. Keep reaching through the hands. And exhale, lower. On this next one, let's stay up. Nod the chin, flexing up. Keep reaching through your hands. Exhale, one leg to tabletop. Inhale, put that foot down. Exhale, left leg to tabletop. And inhale down. Let's go back to the right. Flex up a little higher, but don't lose your neutral. And down. And left leg. And down. You're going to be feeling your neck by now. Take a breath. And let's lower everything to the mat. Shake it off. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to do that set 1 more time. Nod the chin and flex up when you're ready. Exhaling as you go up. Take a breath in to hold here. Drop the belly button down. Exhale, right leg to tabletop. Inhale down. Exhale, left leg to tabletop. Come up a little higher here. Reach the hands. Right leg. And back. And left leg. And back. Take a breath. And exhale, lower everything. Would be totally normal to feel your neck there. Let's look to the side. Just rotate your head a little bit. And then releasing that. We're going to stay neutral here and reach our right leg out long. So I want you to try to stay as parallel as you can here with these leg lifts. So we're not going to let these toes turn out. Okay? We're going to keep them parallel. We're pulling up the kneecap, thinking about all the muscles around the knee. Let's reach that leg long. It doesn't have to touch the floor, but you can touch the floor if you want. And exhale, pull that leg right back up to the height of the other leg. Reaching the leg down. And exhale, pulling it back up. So once you've got this rhythm, I want you just to think about your pelvis, your lower back. What shape they're taking right now. You should be as neutral as you can be, exhaling as you pull this leg up. Now you're gonna feel your hip flexors just a little bit. We're working them, we're making them stronger. Exhale, pull up. And let's do 3 more. Exhale, pull that quad right up. And on this last one, not this one, but the next one, we're going to hold that leg up long. And we're keeping it there. Bring your left arm overhead. Right arm is still beside you. Nod the chin. Flex up and reach your right arm past your left arm past your right leg. We're coming into some rotation here. And back. Exhale, flex up. The leg stays where it is. We're rotating. And back. Exhale. Now if this leg is just driving you crazy, you could bend this knee, bringing it into a square position. Or you can leave it reaching, whichever feels good. So this arm comes down, nod the chin, flex up across. And back. Let's do 4 more. last one. Coming back down, definitely should feel your hip flexor there. And let's just come into a butterfly for just a second. Bring your hands to the tops of your thighs and push your legs away. And then bring the legs back to where they were. We're going to start with the left leg now, reaching it out long, parallel, pulling up the kneecap. And then let's start to move it. Inhale as it lowers. Exhale, pull it up. And down. Now let's just check in with your standing foot, the foot that's not moving. Push that foot into the floor. And while you're there, you're going to check on your lower back, making sure it still feels neutral. I'm pointing my toes, but if that creates any cramping for you, you can just go with a neutral foot. Keep reaching the legs. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Pull it up, hold. Right arm goes overhead. Exhale, flex and reach across that leg. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, flex and reach. You can bend this knee if you need to. Keep reaching energy through the leg. Flex across. And back. And let's try for 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Coming back here to center, release that leg, come back to butterfly, and push the legs away. Awesome. All right, let's find an imprinted pelvis now. You're going to tip your pelvis back, drop the belly button down, and close up this space between your lower back and the mat. Then bring your legs up to tabletop. Here, we're going to float the arms. Your palms are facing in, and your arms are straight up above your shoulders. From here, let's exhale, reach your right leg out, like you're on a leg press, pushing something away. Inhale, come in, and we're alternating. And back, we're going to maintain that strong imprint, keeping that space closed under your lower back. And pushing, push, and push. Every time you push out, you're exhaling. We're going to add the arms. So what's going to happen here is every time one leg is reaching out, the arms are going to go overhead, but not to the floor, just above your head, like you're holding a basket over your head, okay? So let's reach the right leg, the arms go overhead. Inhale, come back to center, other side. So we just have these arms hinging at the shoulders, and we're pushing with the legs. Exhale. Now let's just check in with your rib cage as we start to move the arms. The ribs are going to want to pop forward. Let's stay really heavy in the ribs. Can we drop our belly button into the spine just another inch or so? Draw that belly button in and down. And let's do 4 more here. 4, 3, think about the back of your leg, pushing that leg out. 2, and 1. Bring those legs to tabletop. Hands go behind the head. Clasp your fingers right behind your head and nod the chin. Flexing up to look at your thighs. We're nice and short in the obliques here. We're coming back an inch. Exhale, flex up an inch. And down an inch. And flex up an inch. So this is a tiny movement. Less is more. Eyes are on the thighs. Chin is tucked. Can we drop the belly button down just a little? And let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're almost there. Open your arms wide. Let the knees go away from you just a little. Exhale, pull them in. This is so small. The knees go away just a little. Exhale, pull in. 3 more times. Reach away. This is your lowest abdominals. Pull in and reach away. Pull in and 1 more. Grab your knees, give them a hug, rolling on the lower back. Nice work, you guys. We've really woken up the abdominals this morning. And when you're ready, you're going to turn onto your side and come up. All right, we're coming back to all fours. And right away, we're coming up into our downward dog. So let's just set it up nicely. Dig your fingertips into the floor. Turn your pinkies away from each other just a little, like you're grinding into the floor. Engage those lats, and then when you're ready, you push up into your downward dog. And you can just start a pedal there. Can you lift the lowest abdominal here? Pelvic floor, low abdominals. And just breathe normally. And we're going to take our right leg here. Let's pause with the pedaling. You're going to take that right leg, reach it back behind you, and then step it forward into our warrior 1. So we're standing tall here. Let's really square off the hips. So how you're going to do that is by tucking this back hip, this back bum cheek, under just the littlest bit. So in warrior, your back leg is long and your front leg is bent. We're tall here. Just get comfortable, drop the shoulders. We're going to start by moving this front heel up and down. Exhaling as you lift your heel and lower as you inhale. I'm going to be here for a little bit. Let's do about 6 more. 6, 5, 4. Stay really square. Keep your focus on that back glute. 2, and 1. Plant that front foot down. We're going to come into some knee repeaters. So this is a little bit more dynamic. We're going to come in and back. Pull the knee in and back to warrior. Find your rhythm here, pushing through that front leg, staying really tall. And once you've got it, you're going to just think about that internal seatbelt. Nice square hips, that corset of muscles wrapping around you. Can you reach that leg back, getting that nice big stretch through the front of your hip. Big exhales, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause. Now, if you need to do a modification for your plank, start thinking about that now. And we're bringing the hands to the floor, stepping into our first plank. We're gonna hold here. Dig those fingers back into the floor. Pull those pinky fingers away from each other. Lift your abdominals. Reach through the crown of your head. Reach through your heels. If you need to, you put one knee down and keep everything else the same. Or you're on a chair holding in an elevated plank. Hold here, keep breathing. So deep with your breathing. 3 more breaths. Keep your hips lifting. Let's push to downward dog. Adjust your feet as needed. Set yourself up in this comfortable downward dog and go back to pedaling the heels. Nice work, you guys. Just bring your mind to your abdominals right now. Keep thinking about them. There's a lot going on. We're going to take that pause in our downward dog, lifting the left leg. Oops, I kicked my bar. I'm going to move forward. Coming up, lift that left leg. And when you're ready, stepping that left leg forward, finding ourselves back in warrior. All right, here we are. Square that hip off. This back hip, we're tucking that bum cheek up and under us, trying to square the hips off. Let's start with lifting this front heel. Lift and lower. Big exhale. Try to keep that ankle nice and neutral so it's not wobbling all over the place. In a nice straight line. Can you get a little taller? And can you feel the wraparound of your abdominals here in this position? Let's go for 6 more. 6, this is a balance challenge among other things. 4, let's drop our shoulder tension. 3, 2, and 1. Pausing there, take a moment. We're going forward into our knee repeaters. When you're ready, big exhale. Reach, pull, reach. Now, we don't want to get into letting that rib cage pop too far forward here. Really easy to kind of get into a back bend like this. Okay, we don't want that. We want to keep that rib and hip right over top of each other. And when we're swinging our arms like this, there's that potential to let the ribs go. So really keep your mind on your upper abdominals. Reach, pull. So think about which muscles are bringing that leg up and which muscles are pressing it back. Standing tall, your standing legs should be getting nice and warm here. And let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stepping back, hands to the floor. Stepping into your plank. Dig in the fingertips, pull the pinkies away from each other. Lift your tummy. Squeeze your glutes like crazy and send energy through the heels. We're holding here 5 breaths. One more breath, you've got this, keep breathing. Pushing into our downward dog. This is our comfort position. Can you make your neck longer here? Release the shoulders just a little. Pedal your feet. And then let's let the feet come neutral. We're tapping back to the opposite leg. Tap back. So we're alternating hands and we're tapping back to the opposite leg. Just a little tap and then switching to the other side. So with this motion, your hips are pretty much staying the same. It's just your upper body that's moving. Your abdominals are connected. Keep that belly button drawing upwards. And then let's just do 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's pause here. Press your heels into the floor. And then bend your knees, walking your hands back to your feet, finding a squat. So we're here. We're in this squat. So take a look. Here I am standing in my squat. From here, we're gonna alternate, picking up one foot and then the other. Just side to side. It's like a little sway over to one side, sway over to the other. Think about those abdominals. If these hands are driving you crazy, mine are, so let's all bring them to our chest. Bring your hands to heart center. But the real important thing here is to keep your spine long, okay? Really easy to collapse forward. We don't want to do that. We want to keep the chest lifting side to side here. Taking your time. Can we squeeze our shoulder blades down our back? We're coming to the end of this workout. Keep it up just a little bit longer. All right. I want you to pause here in your squat. Now we're going to float those arms back up. I'm here. And we're going into just a little tiny pulse. Can you pick up your toes? Lift the chest, lift the abdominals, and send your sit bones back behind you. Let's go 12 more. 12, 11, 10, 9. Keep the weight back in the heels. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall. Whew. We're almost there, you guys. Come to the end of your mat. Squat back down. Walk your hands out and meet me in all fours. We're going to come into some square push-ups. I want you to just bring your fingertips just slightly in towards each other. So your elbows, they're not going directly out beside you, but they're going out and on an angle down beside you, okay? The spine is nice and long. The core is lifted. Knees are under hips, hands are under shoulders. We lowered our chest to the floor. Exhale, press. Lowering down. Exhale, press. And again. So we stay exactly the same shape throughout these push-ups. Lowering with control, pressing up. And let's go for 5 more here. 5, control it down. 4, the magic is actually happening on the way down here. 3, 2, and 1. Meet me back in our shell stretch. Let the thighs go wide. Relax your head on the floor and just breathe deeply. Notice your heartbeat. And let's walk our hands off to the left. Keep your hips pulling backwards. We're getting a nice big stretch through the side body. Maybe from the pinky finger all the way to the hip. Breathe into that space. And come through center, all the way over to the right, same thing. Pull the hips backwards, and then get that nice big stretch down the side body. And back to center, coming to our all fours. Lift the abdominals, let's come into our big rotation here. Open the right arm, opening the chest. And placing that hand down, going off to the left, big rotation. Squeeze that top shoulder blade back. Hand goes down. Let's do one more on each side. And down. Other side. Belly button is still connected, so we're supporting our lower back with our abs. And coming back down. If you have a cushion, grab it and come to seated. If you don't, or you can just sit on the floor, that's okay too. And then let's just bring the arms across into our eagle arms, wrapping up the arms, and pull your shoulder blades away from each other. Get really, really tall here. Like you're trying to reach your crown of your head up to the ceiling. Pull those shoulder blades away from each other. Breathe into that space underneath your shoulder blade. And let's just move the elbows just like an inch up and an inch down. Gently release that, open up your arms, and let's put them back around the other way. So wrapping them back up. There's always one way that's way more awkward than the other. And again, pull the shoulder blades away, get really, really tall. Draw in through the tummy. And then start to move those elbows up and down. Just an inch. And releasing that, opening the arms. Letting the hands come down, opening the legs. Doesn't have to be super duper wide, but just a little bit wide works. And let's just lift, lift, lift. So you're gonna send your spine up long until you're right on your sit bones. And then let's walk our hands forward into our forward fold. Let your chin drop to your chest. And keep trying to be heavy in your tailbone, in your sit bones. Let's breathe super deep here. 5 deep breaths into your lower back. Softening on the exhales. One more. Take a big breath in and exhale as you walk your hands back towards your legs. Crossing your legs, back up. Let's just bring the backs of your hands, push them down into your thighs. Close your eyes for a second. We're just gonna breathe deeply and just let our body absorb this workout. Let it take it all in. drop your shoulder tension. One more breath. Just start to sway side to side, starting to wiggle and release all that tension out of your body. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope that was a good workout for you. Nice way to start your Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. It feels so good to move my body. I don't think I realized how much I missed this. So anyways, have an awesome day, you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.